Hi, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing days 26 through 28 in my October daily journal. This first spread I am documenting myself, and I was just kind of documenting my sweater that I love to wear. It was gonna be like kind of the outfit of the day prompt, but I never actually took a picture of my full outfit in October, so I really liked this picture and I love this sweater, so I figured I would just document this one. And when I do my journaling on this one, I am just going to talk about how much I love this sweater. It's one of my favorite sweaters, and how I like to dress it up and dress it down. If you watched my last video, the setup for this particular story is going to be very similar to the setup for story 25. I prepped both of those at the same time, and honestly I kind of wanted them to be next to each other in the journal, but that's just not how it ended up working, unfortunately. So I have the same type of layout. I've got my background pattern, my almost full page photo, and the tag that I'm going to be using to hide my journaling behind the photo. When I do this tag though, I am going to stamp beware right towards the top of it. That way, if I want that to pop out behind my photo, I can. And then I will also add a strip of regular paper and then this little banner here that says pumpkin season, I think is what it says. And then I will put my story number on that little banner. I was originally going to use the same numbers that I've been using, the small ones, but this banner was big enough to hold my slightly larger numbers, so I went with those ones instead. Now I'm just working on getting everything adhered down, and then once everything is adhered to where I would like it to be, I am going to jump right into story number 27. For story 27, I am documenting Halloweens of our past. So I thought it would be really fun to go through my phone and find photos of all of the years that we've actually had the kids dress up for Halloween. So my kids are still pretty young, so we don't have like a ton of Halloween photos, which is a part of the reason why I was like, oh, this would be great, because there's not a ton of photos to document. And then I put all three of those photos on kind of like a collage type thing. And yeah, so I'm documenting years 2019, 2020, and 2021. And then underneath my pattern paper, I am using this splatter stamp set from Close to My Heart, just to kind of add a little bit of dimension and, you know, something else to the page before I adhere everything down. And I'm using the Spiced Marmalade Distress Oxide, and then I believe I used Black Soot Distress Oxide as well to add this background pattern. For this particular spread, I am going to keep things pretty simple outside of all of the stamping that I added to the background. I have a piece of patterned paper that I'm going to put in the back, and then my photo. And then the last thing that I do after I get everything adhered down is just some stamping. So I'm going to stamp the year under each photo, essentially, to the corresponding year. And then I will stamp my story number 27. And I'm going to stamp Halloweens of the past in that kind of blankish space on the bottom left page, the bottom left of the page. And then once I've got all of my stamping done and all of my photos adhered down, we'll move on to story number 28. For this particular story of our Halloweens of the past, I'm not actually leaving any space or adding any journaling to it. The purpose of this page was for me to just kind of have a collage of all of our past Halloweens and what the kids kind of dressed up as for those Halloweens. So pretty much the photos are kind of self-explanatory in that aspect. I've got the year and a photo of each of the kids. So I didn't really feel like it would be super necessary for me to add a bunch of journaling to this spread. And sometimes you don't want to add journaling, so I just skipped it for this one. All right, now we're moving on to story number 28, and I was super excited for this story. It is a What's in My Cup, and what I did this time, well, this is really the first time I've ever done a story like this technically, so what I did for this one was I took 2 pictures of my coffee one morning, one a above shot, and then the other one of my actual cup against our just wall, because I bought this adorable ghost cup from Target and I am in love with it, and I thought it would be so perfect to have it in my October daily. So I will use this probably every year forever until it breaks, at least. So what I did was I opened both of these images in Procreate. In the ghost image, I wrote What's in My Cup around my cup and my wrist. And then with the above shot of the image, I wrote what my standard everyday favorite coffee is. So originally, when I had planned to just have this on one page, I picked the size of this photo to be as it is. Then after the fact, when I decided I needed to start doing more double-paged layouts, this size photo is a little bit too small in my opinion. I didn't want to reprint it though, so I just kind of left it as is, and then used some pattern paper to kind of just spread across the rest of my spread. So for my favorite coffee, current favorite photo, on that picture I wrote in Procreate basically what I drink most mornings, and that is going to be the Starbucks Toffee Nut K-Cups with French vanilla creamer, whipped cream, and then cinnamon and vanilla powder sprinkled on top. And it's just very cute, if I do say so myself, like the coffee when it's done. And it also tastes delicious. So the last 2 things that I do believe I do on this spread is I'm going to stamp coffee, because this spread is about coffee. And then I will stamp my number 28 as well. And I'm going to stamp that on the top of the opposite page that I'm stamping now, just to kind of have my stamping a little bit more evened out, or spread out, I guess. Since I'm stamping the number on the background of all of the bulk, I did try using another one of my acrylic stamping blocks to make it seem a little bit more like it should be, like clear, but I kind of messed the 8 up a little bit, but it's all right. Anyways, this is the last spread that I have for y'all today. Let me know in the comments below which one was your favorite. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great rest of your week. Bye.